If you need to gear up for a future DLC or just want some cheap games, be sure to check out G2A with the link in the description and use code BOSS for an extra discount. Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from Twitter and I answer them all in this video. Now, in today's Q&A, we've got some very interesting questions that I'm really excited to go over. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this week's Q&A episode. Now, if you want to get featured or possibly get involved in the next Q&A, all you have to do is go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and anytime I ask for questions, which is about once a week, just be sure to ask it with the hashtag AskBoss. That way I can see it and find it on Twitter, and you might find yourself featured in the next video. But with out of the way, we've got a lot to talk about today, so let's not waste any more time, and let's get it started. All right, so the first question I got today was asked by many people, so I'll include their questions on the screen right now. A lot of it had to do with, do you think these discounts are hinting towards a DLC announcement? Do you think all the discounts and event weeks mean that Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to get an update soon? And that's basically what I'm going to be talking about. So yes, we have been getting a ton of weekly bonuses in Grand Theft Auto Online, and as they go on and on, more people tend to complain about them because obviously people want to see more content, not just discounts and bonuses and upgrades. But Rockstar have stated that these event weeks are going to be a thing no matter what sort of DLC content is going on. So just for your information and just for your record going forward, we're still in the future going to be seeing these event weeks no matter the case. However, I do believe the ones recently in particular are to bridge the gap between the last DLC, which was the Cunning Stunts update, and the predicted next one, which is the rumored biker update. Now, the rumored release for that update is supposed to be September 20th, which is a Tuesday. Now, if Rockstar's pattern of how they do things keeps up, it's likely that this upcoming week we will see information, a trailer, an announcement, something regarding the update, if that 20th date is indeed the case and it has not yet been pushed back. So obviously, if any information is released, I will certainly keep you guys updated on my channel, and I'll let you know, and I'll be filling you in on any details. But for now, it seems as if last week's event might have been the final one till this biker update, which would be extremely cool because I know many of us are very excited to move on from these event weeks and are ready to get into some new content into Grand Theft Auto Online, and I know I certainly am as well. So that's kind of the deal. Am I annoyed with these weekly bonuses? Not really, because it's not like Rockstar is charging me money to get them. They're just additional things they add into the game. Some of the content does apply to me, some of it does not, kind of like last week's where it was like all about muscle cars and lowriders, but you kind of just have to go with them. Again, it's just simple free bonuses that Rockstar are adding into the game. All right, this next question I've been seeing a lot lately. It comes from Jennifer Gaming, and they tweet at me, will the dam in GTA 5 ever get broken by mods or explosions? So when I saw this question, I was really confused, and I honestly had no idea what this individual was talking about. Then I kind of did some research, and it seems like everyone and their mom and their dog has a fascination with the dam in GTA 5, and I don't know why. We've had the game for almost 3 years now. In fact, in like 6 days, it'll be 3 years. And now, over the past month, everyone's gotten obsessed with trying to, for whatever reason, figure out why the dam will not blow up when they shoot rockets at it. Well, I mean, the obvious answer is the dam was never meant to be exploded. I assume this is people just putting their tinfoil hats on and trying to maybe figure out, some certain issue with the dam itself. I'm really not too sure. Like I said, when I saw this question, this is really the first time I'd really put any thought and looked into this. I did not know there was a group of people that were obsessed figuring out if the dam could be broken. I definitely know about the Chiliad mystery. I know about trying to solve the jetpack and what's going on with Mount Chiliad and the lore surrounding that, but I didn't know there was anything related to the dam. Now, to my knowledge, I believe that the dam in-game, the one that's located kind of in West Los Santos, is fixed and doesn't have the ability to break. I've watched a couple videos where people just shoot crazy amounts of explosives at it, or sticky bombs, or RPGs, and guess what? To everyone's surprise, it doesn't break. So unless there is just some crazy Easter egg or something into the game that Rockstar has added or done that would suggest it breaks, for now, I think you're honestly just wasting your time if you do try and put a bunch of explosives or sticky bombs on there. Although I will say people have been very creative with it, and I'm not sure if people are getting bored with GTA and that's why they're doing this. Like, they've gone so crazy trying to do everything into the game. They're looking for something new to do, but the dam will likely never break, and you trying will probably just waste your time, weapons, you know, whatever the case is going to be. It's just going to not explode or do anything. Moving from one mystery to another, we have another question from T-Cap Dog, who says, what do you think about the mysterious doors in Chiliad's tunnel? So again, I had no idea this was a thing either until I looked up some videos and saw that people were obsessed with these random tunnels marked like TO1, TO2, and honestly, I'm not sure. Some people believe it has to do with Trevor. I think that, like I said, this is coming from people going crazy after nearly playing Grand Theft Auto for 3 years and are looking for things to do. It also might have something to do with the fact that cunning stunts, I think in a day, is 2 months old. Believe it or not, it's been 2 months since that DLC came out, which is pretty crazy. So once again, I think that, like I said, it's coming from, you know, the player base wanting to find stuff to do or just trying to stir up interest into the game. But for the most part, I think Rockstar has revealed pretty much everything there is to be revealed in their game. Now, that's not to say that there certainly aren't secrets, as we've seen that with the Bigfoot versus the Beast Easter egg, and who knows if maybe in a future DLC, if Rockstar will maybe answer some of these mysterious questions about Chiliad, the dam, etc. But for now, like I said, I think it's just people trying to figure out what to do in game, and less of there actually being a mystery involving something crazy or secretive or hidden in Chiliad or the dam or anything really in the game. Our next question comes from Nick, who tweets at me, will this year's Halloween content be expensive, and will the Halloween content from 2015 return? So Nick, we obviously don't know that there's been a confirmation of a Halloween DLC this year. If there is, I would imagine the content will be on point with Rockstar's regular pricing. So unless Rockstar decides to add like Halloween style supercars, which could actually be pretty cool, I can't see the content being unbelievably expensive. And I have to agree with you. I think the 2015 content will make a return. Rockstar have done this in the past where they've returned the Valentine's Day content, they've returned the Independence Day content, the Christmas content has returned. So I would assume that the Halloween content from 2015 would be no exception. And if you missed out on that stuff from last year, this might be your chance to actually get in and buy or purchase or use this content, which will once again be super cool. Our next question comes from Platinum Killer, who tweets at me, would you like to see a retro pack like the classic Cheetah and Infernus from Vice City coming to Grand Theft Auto Online? Platinum Killer, that would be awesome. I don't know if that's just my love for the retro GTAs like Vice City, San Andreas, GTA 4. In fact, I don't know how many of you guys even played those old GTA games. I'm sure there's a handful that have. I'm sure there's a handful that have not. But I loved the 80s style cars from GTA Vice City. That would be incredible. As you mentioned, the Cheetah, the Infernus. I'd like to see the Deluxo make a return. That's obviously the DeLorean. That would be a really cool addition into the game. So yes, you're right. That would be amazing. I would love it if they gave it kind of an HD twist. But because those cars come from the 3D universe and not the HD universe, it might be a lot harder for Rockstar to implement that into the game as compared to vehicles from Grand Theft Auto 4, which we've actually seen a lot of because, like I said, it's much easier for Rockstars to convert those over and let us have that in GTA 5 and in Grand Theft Auto Online. So would it be awesome? Yes, but it would certainly take a lot more work from Rockstar in order to get that done. This next question comes from Deadshot, and his wording's kind of odd, but basically he says, should Rockstar do a heist update where we steal money from the casino? So unfortunately, I don't think Rockstar are going to be doing any more heist, but that's actually an interesting question because apparently that's how the casino was originally supposed to be introduced into the game. It was supposed to be introduced with a single player update, that's the rumor, where Michael, Trevor, and Franklin were supposed to rob the casino, and then afterwards it was going to be opened up where you could go in there at any time. So yeah, as you mentioned, I still think Rockstar have a lot of cool things they could do with heist. They could do one for the casino, they could do one for the FIB, I'm sure they could do one that's all the way up in Blaine County or Palito Bay, but as they've mentioned in many interviews and quotes, they stated that I think heists were going to be a one-time thing. It took them a lot of work to get them done, and that we shouldn't expect to see any more heist really anytime soon. So this next question comes from Will PS4, who tweets at me, why do you think Rockstar didn't include kids in Grand Theft Auto 5? So Will, I don't exactly know the legal terms for why Rockstar didn't include kids into the game, but I know for a fact that there's not many minors in the Grand Theft Auto series in general. In fact, even Michael's kids, Tracy and Jimmy, are both over 18, which would make them adults. And even in other games like Skyrim, you can't kill kids. And I think, like I said, I don't know if there's any legal things behind here, but it wouldn't be a good look, let's say for Rockstar, if you had little kids in the game, because you know what people would do? They would run them over, just do things that wouldn't be a good look for Rockstar as a brand. Now, they've featured games that are all about kids. If you guys ever played Bully, but there isn't any, you can't kill any kids in that game. The worst you can do is, hit them in the face with a slingshot or, run them over on your skateboard or something like that. So there isn't really much violence in games that include kids. And I think Rockstar did that on purpose. They wanted to avoid as much controversy as they could. In fact, I might even make a dedicated video talking about the mystery of why there really isn't any in the Grand Theft Auto series. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments section down below. That's a good question because a lot of people ask, well, what about Jimmy and what about Tracy? They're technically adults based off of their age in game. I think it has more to do with Rockstar just wanting to avoid controversy more than anything else, and they want to just steer clear of any bad press due to kids in their game. All right, and our final question today comes from Bryson, who tweets at me, what do you think the next DLC will be after the biker update? So I think that the next DLC after the biker update is going to be something tied to the Christmas DLC. Very similar to last year, how it was lowriders and then executives and other criminals. So that would be my best guess, because let's just say that this biker update comes out on September 20th. Well, you would think that content lasts all the way past Halloween. Maybe Rockstar take the month of November off trying to dedicate to building that update, and then we would see maybe an early December DLC that featured whatever content that's going to be, and then it would probably package the Christmas update. So I'm not exactly sure what the content would be, but I definitely think it will be related to whatever is going to be coming out in the holiday or Christmas time 2016 for Grand Theft Auto Online. But anyways, that's all the questions that we're going to be answering in this week's Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you want to yourself get involved in the next one, like I said, go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and use the hashtag AskBoss whenever I'm looking for Q&A questions. And like I said, you might find yourself featured in the next video. If you did go on to enjoy this one, though, be sure to drop it a like rating. That would be amazing. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. I should be live streaming here on my channel in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll also keep you guys updated on Twitter. But of course, without the way, guys, like I said, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.